Late Night Health continues. In about 15 minutes, Eric Zuley will be joining us. We're going to talk about Eric's birthday bash for the American Cancer Society in about 15 minutes from now. Right now, we are talking with the King Arthur of the United States, Mike Papantonio. He's America's lawyer. And we're talking about a wide variety of subjects. So many, we're going to have to bring Mike back. We were talking during our break about my wife went and had a prescription filled. Last month, that prescription, Mike, cost her $10. This month, they want $330. Daryl told you about a patch that he was prescribed for $800 a month. They have these formularies. What's your feeling about formularies and how those work?
Well, I take depositions all over the world against the pharmaceutical industry, whether it's Merck, Pfizer, Lilly. I've been in lawsuits on the other side of every one of them. It's really interesting, Mark. Every time I take a deposition, I make it a point to ask this question. I say, now, sir, you're selling this drug here in Germany for $5. Same drug in the United States sells for $45. How do you do that? Why do you do it? And they say they do it because they can get away with it. Literally, if you distill what they're saying, they do it because we let them get away with it. Now, come back over here on the other side of the pond in the United States. There's a myth, and the myth is, well, Democrats are really good for us, and Republicans are bad for us. And really what it comes down to is neither party is worth a damn where it comes to us. Democrats, for example, take a look at Cory Booker's history, Biden's history. Look at all what I call the Wall Street Democrats, and understand that they do the bidding of the pharmaceutical industry. Obama did the bidding of the pharmaceutical industry. Now, we expect that from Republicans because we've seen it for decades with Republicans. That's no surprise to us. But you see, we build these myths, and the myths are that, Democrats are going to take care of us. Democrats could have taken care of us on at least half a dozen times when votes have been critical that have to do with controlling the price of drugs. And each time they were led by people like Tim Kaine, by people like Cory Booker, that we think are people on our side that actually at the end of the process we discovered that they're actually on the side of Big Pharma because Big Pharma spends billions, that's with a B, in spreading around money for congressmen and races, and they treat the Democrats just like they treat the Republicans. So first of all, we have to get our heads out of this ethereal notion that there's something different between the two parties. If we're ever going to solve the healthcare crisis, we have to understand that at the heart of the problem is the pharmaceutical industry, and that's why even Obamacare is having such a difficult time because they didn't do what they were supposed to do, and that is to rein in the pharmaceutical industry.
It's made them more money. Obamacare has made them more money.
Yeah, so we see these stories. Schreckle that just was sentenced to 7 years in prison for taking a AIDS medicine that used to be $13 and raising it to $750. Well, people misunderstand. He didn't actually go to prison for that. You see, it was okay to steal from the American public by that type of price gouging. The typical kind of price gouging that I see in my cases are anywhere between 2,000% markup to 10,000% markup. Those are the kind of numbers we're talking about. Now, we look at that Schreckle case and we say, well, okay, he went to prison. He went to prison, nothing to do with the fact of price gouging. And it was a Ponzi scheme that he had with Wall Streeters. So he went to prison because he was stealing from rich people, not because he was price gouging for poor people. But let's say it was gasoline. Let's say somebody was price gouging gasoline because of a shortage. They'd go to jail. There's laws that say you go to jail, but not for the pharmaceutical industry. So the first thing we have to do is be honest with ourselves. This idea that, hell, I'm a Democrat and the Democrats are taking care of me, throw it out the window.
It's all politicians.
Really it's all the same thing. It's Democrats, Republicans. I've been independent for 40 years, and it's because I recognized at a young age there's nobody looking out for me except me.
Well, and you are looking out for the rest of us, of course, at the same time. I'm really interested in knowing, and we only have a couple of moments left, the FDA and the FTC, they're both mandated to help take care of the American people, especially the FDA. Briefly, are they or are they not?
The FDA is the most dysfunctional revolving door catastrophe that we have. If you take the SEC, the EPA, the FDA, take all of the regulatories, OSHA, you name it, they really have become simply an extension of corporate America. Corporate America hires them. Here's how it happens. Hey, Joe, I really need to get an okay on this drug we're sending through. Could you move it faster? Can you give me an okay? And, oh, by the way, Joe, we really want to talk to you when you leave the FDA. I've got a job that starts at about $350,000. As soon as you leave, you let me know and we'll take care of you. That's how it happens.
I can't believe...
Happens every single day, Mark. Every day, I take depositions of these people every day, and that same conversation comes out. Whether it's
will you come back? Will you come back?
The EPA. I'll try. I'm pretty busy right now. We got the opioid case going on in Cleveland, and so they've got me.
We'll get you back at your convenience, Mike. You're terrific. We appreciate it. Hey, watch him on RT America. America's Lawyer. Yeah. Look that up, America's Lawyer. Mike, thanks a lot. All right, Eric Zulli's coming up next. Don't go away as Late Night Health continues. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.